students! Let's sing. Eating animals is wrong, Gordon Ramsay. Hurting animals is wrong, Gordon Ramsay. Share this song and change your entire attitude to be vegan from now on. Eating animals is wrong, Gordon Ramsay. Hurting animals is wrong, Gordon Ramsay. Share this song and change your entire menu to be vegan from now on. Yeah. That's right. Gordon Ramsay, his entire menu should be vegan. So why isn't it? Is he such a terrible chef that he doesn't know how to create recipes? Well, then I invite him to go and find some other vegan chefs and follow their example. It's not that hard. There are some in my description below. So why is Gordon Ramsay such a terrible father? Why does he teach his children speciesism, which is the purest form of racism? Racism is wrong. Homophobia is wrong. Ageism is wrong. Ableism is wrong. Why does Gordon Ramsay teach that ableism is okay? He teaches that it's okay to discriminate against the most vulnerable in our society. Why does he do that? Money. He doesn't give a shit. Now in this video, you're going to see that he is joking around with his daughter. Her name is Tilly Ramsay. So she plays this joke on him. Now, first of all, we have to realize that this is not anything that's spontaneous. These things are staged. It looks like he's going to be all surprised that she's going to crack an egg on his head, but he knows it's about to happen. These people are extremely media savvy, and they know how to get everyone's attention. So a typical conversation in their house would go like this. What can we do to make sure that we stay popular and that people still keep paying us money by watching all of our videos? Well, I got an idea. How about you, dear daughter, you play this joke on me. You just find some sort of joke and you can like tease me in a nice way. How about you pour some water in my face and crack an egg on my head, and I'll act all surprised like I had no idea that this was about to happen. That's a good idea, sweetie. Let's do that. Now imagine that you're a girl who's born in a household with a dad who's always on TV. You are going to learn these skills from the time that you're really small, and you're going to be an amazing actor. It's part of the family business. So in this video, you see him sitting there, and she decides that she's going to play this little joke on him. So she pretends like, ooh, watch this. I'm going to hide the egg. Oh, look, Dad. Look what I did. And he's going to act all shocked and surprised. Oh, wait, how did you do that, sweetie? Where's the egg? Oh, let me check. Maybe it's in the bottle. And then she squeezes the bottle into his face, and she thinks it's hilarious. And millions of people find this hilarious. This staged production. But not only that, that's not enough. Now she has to enter in the stolen item. She stole something, or at least he did. Somebody stole an egg from a chicken. It's not right to steal, but apparently this family thinks it's okay to steal. So they think it's okay to be ableist, which means to discriminate against the most vulnerable in our society, which is what happens in the egg industry. I will show you in a moment why it's wrong. And they also think it's okay to take these stolen products and break them. So now she takes the egg and smashes it on his head. And then in a glorious burst of energy and smiles, she runs off as if, oh no, maybe my daddy is going to chase me. I'm going to run away now before he gets me. This is what this family does. Now I know on the surface it might seem like fun. You might think to yourself, well, he seems like a nice dad, but he's not. Because he is teaching speciesism. Speciesism is one of the first forms of racism, one of the first forms of discrimination that kids learn. That is to steal from animals, steal their milk, steal their honey, steal their eggs, steal their lives. That's what this family is all about. And it's just wrong. I don't think it's okay. Now, you might say to yourself, well, they might not know. They might not know about all this. You know, Miss Katie, so many people in society eat animals. They're probably just completely unaware. But that's false. He has himself murdered an animal and cut it up. Now, what is love? What is love that a father has towards his daughter? What is love that a daughter has towards her dad? Now, she is completely dependent on him and always has wanted his love like any girl does. Now, how does she get her dad's love? By doing what he says, by following along in the family tradition of paying these industries to harm these innocent animals. In the egg industry, baby boy chicks are ground up at birth. They go on a conveyor belt. And if they are boys, because they will never be able to lay eggs, these cute little baby boy chicks will be put into a giant blender and murdered, cut up into thousands of pieces, bleeding and screaming, completely innocent, having never committed one single crime. This is the industry. Buying eggs is ethically wrong because you can eat anything else. There are so many other products that you can eat. There are 15,000 or more plants that you can eat that will make you into a completely healthy person. Now, instead of him teaching his daughter that it's wrong to take an egg and smash it and just waste it, these rich, disgusting people find it to be funny to not just do it in the privacy of their own home. Oh no, that's not enough. They must film themselves doing it and thereby encourage millions and millions of other people to do this trick. Because of Gordon Ramsay, how many kids will then go and say, Mom, can you buy some eggs? I want to show you something. I've got a trick I want to show you. Or I want to play a trick on Dad. And then they go ahead and do it. Of all the things to teach your daughter, how about you teach her the opposite? To not do that. Fathers, teach your children to be kind to animals, not to step on insects, not to try to catch butterflies to look at them. Leave animals alone. Observe them from a distance. We have the technology now to see any animals that we want that have already been filmed by professional photographers who did not intervene with these animals. Don't hurt them. They've never done anything to you. Be a good dad. Don't be a terrible dad and laugh at the misbehavior of your daughter. Don't encourage her to pay for this in the future. Don't encourage her friends, her siblings, and even your wife who continues this terrible abuse. This whole family is disgraceful. I know that on the outside you'll say, well, they seem like a nice bunch. But there's a difference between being polite or cute with one another and actually doing the right thing in the world. Now, animal agriculture is also terrible for the environment. If he actually was a good dad, he would care about that and he would teach his daughter the importance of stopping to eat meat and dairy and eggs altogether because it's best for the environment, for the planet going forward. But I guess he doesn't care about the future of his kids because he figures, well, we have enough money, so we will always be able to get what we need. But what about everybody else? What about people who don't have that much money going forward? What about those because of the destruction of the environment, whose towns will eventually at some point be buried under the water because of global warming? People like Gordon Ramsay should not be followed. If you follow him, unfollow him. And make videos like I am, calling on this family to own up to the murder that they've committed, to the terrible things that they have promoted over the years. Everyone in the Ramsay family should be vegan by now. Their entire menu in every restaurant should be vegan. He should only be promoting vegan products from now on. There's a site that I encourage you to go to. It's called egg-truth. egg-truth.com. I encourage you to go to this site to learn about the animals and what really goes on. Now remember, there's a dash in there. It's important to go to that one, egg-truth.com, because you want to get to the one that's actually going to tell you the truth. What happens to the animals? Industrial egg production represents one of the most intensive forms of animal agriculture in the world. It is also a slaughter industry. Few, if any, species of farmed animals endure as much hardship and for as long as hens forced into egg production. They are truly among the most exploited. Here they talk about the hatchery and what goes on there. Here we're talking about sexting, which means that they go on these huge conveyor belts, and there's people who check to see if the babies are boys or not. And if they are male, they're thrown down this tube and they are murdered, ground up alive. Or they are put in giant bags like this. If you can see this, you see this big bag here full of baby chicks. They're all dying on the weight of their brothers and sisters, and the plastic bag will be closed, and they will, if they're not dead yet, they will suffocate. Millions of them. Meanwhile, the Gordon Ramsay family finds it funny to pay into this industry, to promote this cycle of violence. It is wrong on every level. It's completely immoral. Here the baby chicks go into being crushed. It's devastating. Look at them. If you ever met one in real life, you would want to save him. You would never be okay with this. Why is it that we as a society have so much cognitive dissonance? We are so disconnected. If we found a baby bird on the road, we would go and save that bird. But when we see them by the billions, we just ignore it and we actually pay for their death. Stop buying eggs, all eggs. This site will teach you why it's so important. They also harm the babies in this industry. They cut their beaks off so that they won't peck at each other. Right after sexting, female birds will have their beaks trimmed. Debeaking is often performed on those destined for cage, free range, or organic barn systems. So they're still harmed. They are still hurt, tortured. They did nothing wrong. They were just born, just like our own babies. Imagine taking a baby chick and just putting her into this machine where they cut her beak off. We talk here about on the site about all the different things that go on. Have a look at it. It's called egg-truth.com. There's all kinds of videos here, all kinds of information. Talks about the anatomy of a chicken egg, the laying cycle. You can learn everything that you need to know. It's a great site also for doing projects. Here on this one, you're going to see the egg coming out and how sad and how debilitated the mother is. You can see here that she has lost a lot of her feathers. And this is a terrible way to live. Absolutely excruciating. So much toil it takes on their bodies. Here they talk about how the chickens are murdered in these industries. And here are some birds who were rescued. You can see on these videos that the birds are saved from being harmed, saved by amazing animal rights activists, and they'll see the grass for the first time. They'll see the sky for the first time. They will see clouds. It's very sad to watch these videos. But at the end of it all, the point is that you can decide yourself to be vegan from now on. Don't be like Gordon Ramsay. Don't be a terrible father. Be a good dad. Teach your kids to love animals. Take them to sanctuaries, not zoos. Don't take them to SeaWorld where these animals are exploited. Don't take them anywhere where there are animals that are being harmed or used as objects. Animals are here on the earth with us, not for us. It takes 100 clicks to become vegan. You got to get the message into your head. You have to understand the facts, and you have to allow it to penetrate into your heart. For more information, come and watch all of the different documentaries that I've told you to in the past. Here's a list of some. So go to egg-truth.com, which is what you just saw. Use that for school projects if you want to. These are other important documentaries. Dominion Movement, millions have seen that. Earthlings, that was one of the ones that helped to make me vegan a long time ago. Cowspiracy, Seaspiracy, Forks Over Knives, The Game Changers, What the Health, Okja. Okja is a movie that is for kids. It's actually a story. It's not a documentary like the others. And on Facebook, you can go to What Broke Vegans Eat. That's a great group. There's so many great recipes there. There's only one rule that's really, well, there's not only one rule, but there's one main rule of that group, which I think is really cool, that you have to take a picture of your food before you can say anything, before you can even write. You're not allowed to type anything unless there's a picture involved. So that's an amazing group. So there's not a whole lot of wasted time. You want to go there and see great recipes and scroll right away through What Broke Vegans Eat. All right, so let's go over what we've learned here. If you're a dad, don't be speciesist. Be kind to animals. Teach your children not to eat them, wear them, or use them. Don't catch them. Don't buy them. Be an amazing dad. Google vegan recipes with your kids. There are chefs in my description. Follow those chefs. There are so many amazing recipes. When you're going shopping, only put veggies, fruits, nuts, and seeds in your shopping cart, because peace begins on your plate. So open up your heart. Be an amazing dad. Love your kids, but love them really properly, not just superficially by playing silly jokes. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you haven't yet taken a picture of this, take a screenshot right now. Just to remind you, go on, take a screenshot. You know how to do it with your cameras. Just take them out and just take a picture, or you might have the control if you have an iPad or something where you can just take a screenshot. Take a screenshot of these documentaries and these groups so you won't forget. Let's go over them again, all right? Egg-truth.com, Dominion Movement, Earthlings, Cowspiracy, Seaspiracy, Forks Over Knives, The Game Changers. That's one that you can watch about athletes. If you're worried about whether you're going to get enough protein, there are so many amazing athletes in this video. Go and watch that one. What the Health teaches you about health and how doctors are trying to be persuaded by pharmaceutical companies to give you things that you don't need. And doctors actually have very little education when it comes to nutrition. Very little. They know much less than the average 10-year-old vegan. A 10-year-old vegan knows more about nutrition than a doctor does, because they've been taught from a young age to know what foods are good and what foods have protein and what foods have different vitamins in them. Doctors, if you ask them, most of them don't know anything. They themselves eat dead animals. They eat eggs. They drink milk, even though this is completely unnecessary. Just like a long time ago, doctors used to smoke and recommend that people smoke. How crazy is that? Very crazy. So thank you, everybody, for watching. And please remember, if you ever need any extra help, I'm here. Type to me in the comment section. There's many, many people that can help you if you have a question, or at the very least, remember to always just Google healthy vegan recipes, and you'll know exactly where to go moving forward. So, eating animals is wrong, Gordon Ramsay. Hurting animals is wrong, Gordon Ramsay. Be a good dad and teach that to Tilly and the rest of your family. Coming up, there's going to be some videos on screen. If you haven't yet seen them, be curious. Click on them. Have a look. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to this channel and press the notification bell. That way you will not miss any time to learn some of the important things that we are learning here. And remember, I too am a student here in the School of Life. I'm learning all the time. Thanks again for being here and for being amazing vegans and pre-vegans. Thanks also to all of the moderators who help all the time, who are so diligent in trying to get rid of lies. It's not that we are against free speech. We are for free speech. But this is a vegan classroom, and the topic is veganism. So if you want to talk about being mean to animals, you're going to have to do that somewhere else. That's not what we do on this channel. On this channel, we're here to protect humans, all of the innocent, the animals, and the planet. That's what that vegan teacher's class is about. Thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.